The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, very good morning. Hope you're all doing fine. First of all, many thanks for joining us on our workshop. I thank you so much for your participation here. So we, the AD Solutions team, hope to make sure that this session is going to be valuable and you will gain something out of it. Let me introduce myself. My name is Anu and I'm your presenter for the day. I hope my voice is audible and the screen is well and clear. If not, kindly let me know through the chat. So we have planned a series for this ADManager Plus workshop. This is the first workshop. So we will be conducting 5 workshops in this series, 1 workshop every week Tuesday at the same time. I hope that you all continue with us throughout this series and I guarantee that you will get the best out of it. The topic for today is template and CSV based advanced user provisioning techniques. So you can ask me, what's the big deal in user provisioning since you do it all the day? Let me tell you what. So you as an administrator may have to configure user accounts sometimes in bulk, say 10 or 20 user accounts, and then you may need to delegate certain permissions to them. So manually configuring the users and their permissions can be time consuming and error prone, especially when it is done in a large and complex network. So I'm going to explain the ways with which you can have minimal amount of time spent in provisioning user accounts using ADManager Plus. And also I will be telling you how you can cut out the complexity involved in creating the user accounts when you create user accounts in a hybrid environment and you may need to delegate Exchange or Link or Office 365 related attributes. So now let me quickly share with you the agenda for the day. So by the end of the session, you will get to know on how you can create user accounts in bulk with the data given in a CSV file by your HR people. And also, I'll be telling you how you can specify organizational unit and the group membership, and also you can specify custom attributes for your user accounts. And this is going to be the core concept for today. So I will be telling you how you can provision Active Directory and Exchange and Office 365 user accounts from a single window. You need not have to toggle between multiple screens. You can create your Exchange or your Office 365 user accounts from a single window. And if you want to set a standardized naming format for your organization, say for example, your organization merges with another organization and you want to follow a naming pattern of first name dot last name, then I'll be telling you how you can perform with the help of ADManager Plus. And also you can specify mandatory attributes without having to extend your Active Directory schema, and also you can detect and handle forest-wide duplicates when you provision the user account. So now without any further delay, let me take you to the application. So if you have ADManager Plus configured at your end, you can very well make use of that, or you don't have to worry about it. I'll be sharing the URL for accessing the test lab that we have set up and hosted online. So kindly look at the chat window for the URL. So admp.cloudapp.net. So this is the URL for accessing the test lab that we have set up. So for logging into the application, kindly enter the username as ADMP and the password as workshop with W capitalized. So kindly log on using ADManager Plus authentication. This is going to be a local authentication. So kindly log on using ADManager Plus authentication. So I hope you all have logged into the application. So let me log in as well. When you log into the application, you will be welcomed with the product dashboard. So from here, you can have a quick overview of the domain that you have configured under domain settings. So let me give you a quick overview of ADManager Plus. So with the help of ADMGMT tab, so this is where you can create your user accounts or any other objects in your Active Directory. You can create user account, you can manage them, you can make any modification for your user account, and also if you want to create other objects, like if you want to create a computer, a group, or a contact, you can perform all that with the help of ADMGMT tab. And AD reports, this feature provides an insight into Active Directory and helps you to get the detailed information about the objects present in your domain. And with AD delegation, this will help you to delegate tasks to your HR or your network administrator in your organization easily. You can set tasks for your IT technician, whether they can create user account or reset password for the user account, and all that under AD delegation. And with the help of workflow, you can set a standardized structure for your organization's everyday task in the form of a request, and it will follow a request approval and execution pattern. And if you want to perform any repetitive or monotonous task, then you have automation where you can configure such task and then make it run automatically at a specific time. So in this series, we have categorized the forthcoming sessions so that we will be discussing about all these features in detail. So in today's session, we will be focusing on AD Management tab. So we will be focusing on user provisioning. So as a first step, let me tell you how you can create a single user account. So go to AD Management tab and then click User Management and then click Create Single User. So when you click Create Single User, you can see a console where you want to type in the basic information for your user account. So you can choose the domain, you can choose the template. So I'll be telling you what a template is in detail in this session later. But first, let me just tell you how you can create a single user account with the help of ADManager Plus. So say for example, I'm going to create a user account with the first name John and the last name Williams. So now you can see that when you enter John and Williams, so the logon name and the full name, all these attributes will be auto-populated based on the template that you configure here. So now you can see here the logon name and the full name are auto-populated with the first name plus last name. So if you want to set it to some other naming format, say first name, first letter plus last name, you can do that as well. So I'll be telling you in detail when I go into the concept of template, but for now, let me choose the container in which this user account will be created. Okay, so let me choose container. Just click this pencil icon. So this will list all the organizational unit and the containers present in your domain. Okay, so let's say I'm going to choose employees UK and then hit OK. If you want to specify any other attribute for your user account, say you want to set some account related attributes, so you can go to account tab. So there you can see you can set password for your user account. There are 4 ways with which you can set password with the help of ADManager Plus. Either you can generate a random password. So when you select random password, this will generate a password based on the complexity that you configured in ADManager Plus. Or you can type a password, or you can set the password same as user logon name, or you can simply leave the password blank. But leaving the password blank will make this user account more vulnerable, so I wouldn't recommend you to do this. So let me type the password. When you type a password, make sure that this meets the password complexity that you have configured in your domain. Okay, if you want to set group membership for your user account, just go to member of field, then select this pencil icon so that you can see all the groups present in your domain. So now, right now, I'm going to just randomly select some groups and then hit OK. If you want to set logon script, profile path, or if you want to set home folder, you can specify all that here. So since I have typed the password here, I wanted this user account to change the password when they log in next time. So you can set this property, user must change password at next logon here, or if you think this password never expires, you can set that property and you can specify all such account related properties here. So if you are going to create this user account for a contract employee, you can specify when this user account will expire. So you can see an option here, account expire, and then you can set end of. So you can specify the period at which this user account will be expired. And if you want to set logon restriction for this user account, you can specify that as well here. You can specify the computers for which this user account will have permission to. And if you want to set log on hours, say for example, you do not want your employees to log on after business hours, you can specify that here under log on hours. So if it is in green, then this means that the log on hour is permitted, and if it is grayed out, then this means that at that particular hour, this user account is denied permission for logging into their computers. Okay, so similarly, if you want to set any contact related properties, then you can go to contact tab and then you can set the the phone number and the title, department, the manager of this user account, and also the personal information, the address for this user account. If you want to create a mailbox for this user account, just go to Exchange tab and then you can decide whether you are going to create a mailbox or mail enabled. You are going to make this user account a mail enabled. Okay, so let me select mailbox enabled user. So here you can choose the mail server and the mailbox database. If you want to set any storage limits, you can specify that as well here. Or if you want to configure any policies, you can specify all that under Exchange tab. Okay, so if you want to create a link account for this user account, just go to Link tab. And if you have a link server, then just select LCS OCS server, where you can select the LCS server, your link server. But right now, I'm not going to set any link related properties for this user account. If you have to set any custom attributes, then you can go to custom attributes and you can add the custom attribute manually here. If you want to create this user account in your Office 365 environment, then go to Office 365 tab and then you can specify whether you want to create it in your Office 365 environment or not. Okay, so once you're done setting the attributes for your user account, just hit create. Okay, so right now I can see that there is an object with this name that exists already in my environment. So let me try with different name. Let me hit create now. So now you can see that this user account has been created successfully. So creating a single user account is so simple, isn't it? But if you want to create, say, 10 number of user account, do I have to repeat this step for 10 times? Of course not. ADManager Plus provides you an easy way to perform user provisioning in bulk. So let me tell you how to do that. In order to create user account in bulk, you need two things at your hand. One is a CSV file and the other is a template. If you want to create a user account in your native Active Directory way, you may have to run either a PowerShell script or a VB script. Let me show you a sample PowerShell script. So this is a sample PowerShell script to create a user account, a simple user account. If you want to provision, Exchange or Office 365 related attributes, then you may have to include few more lines to do that. So if you want to do it in bulk, if you miss out any quotes or any braces, then you may run into error. So this looks tiresome, isn't it? So let me tell you a simple way to create user account in bulk. So let me go to AD Management tab. So in order to create user accounts in bulk, very easy, let me create a template. So let me tell you what a template is. Go to AD Management tab, go to User Management, and then click User Creation Templates. I'm going to create a new template. So I'm going to click Create New Template. So this console looks similar to the one that you have seen when you create a user account. So this template is nothing but this is where you can configure some redundant properties for your user account. Say for example, you are going to create user account for your organization in UK. So you can create this template and then specify the container and the group membership here. You need not include this process of specifying the group membership and the container every time you create your user account. So I'm going to create this template with the name template for UK. So as a first step, I'm going to specify the group membership and the container here. I'm going to choose the container as employees UK. Let me select the container. Let me select employees UK and then hit OK. So as a next step, I need to create the group membership. I need to set the group membership for my user account. Let me go to Account tab and let me choose the option Member Of. So let's say I'm going to set the group membership to be IT Admin and Basic Group 1. So these are the groups that I'm going to set for my user account. Okay, let me hit Save Template. Okay, there seems to be an error occurred while creating this template. Let me try to create this template once again. Let me hit Create New Template. Let me name this template as Template for UK. Let me choose the container. And then let me choose the group membership for my template. Okay, so let me hit Save Template. Okay, so next step is I need to create a CSV file. So open up your notepad and then you're going to create a CSV file. So save this file with the extension .csv. So this is how you need to enter the information in your CSV file. So I've given the first name and the last name. So given name is the LDAP attribute for first name and SN is the LDAP attribute for the last name. So where do I find the LDAP attributes for any other different attributes? So you don't have to worry about that. Go to ADManager Plus and then on the top right side you can see a link Help. So when you click this help, this is the reference for accessing ADManager Plus. You can find all the help document under here. So now I'm going to choose CSV import and then click create users using CSV. So there you can see list of LDAP attributes supported. So just click this link. So now you can see all the LDAP name for the attributes that you want to specify for your user account. So for first name, it's given name. For last name, it's SN. So say for example, you want to specify telephone number, then you need to give telephone number. If you want to specify office attribute for your user account, then you have to mention physical delivery office name. Okay, so with the help of this, you can create a CSV file. If you want to enter data for 10 user accounts, then you have to give the details of these user account one after the other. Okay, so right now I'm going to create a single user account. Okay, let me save this CSV file. Let me go to ADManager Plus. So now go to AD Management. And then click User Management and then click Create Bulk Users. So now you can choose the domain in which you want to create this user account. And the next step is to choose the template. So I have created a template with the name template for UK and then hit OK. And then I'm going to import the CSV file. Choose your file and then hit Open and hit OK. So now you can see here, I have just mentioned the first name, the last name, and the password attribute for my user account. But now you can see that the other attributes, the group membership and the OU and all these attributes will be auto-populated here based on the template that you choose here. Okay, so now let me hit next. So the next step is to choose the container. So as you can see here, this option will be taken automatically from the template that you choose. So I have chosen Employees UK in my template. So the container here is by default selected as Employees UK. Okay, so now I'm going to hit Create Users. So this is going to be the same step for creating n number of user account. If you want to create 10 number of user account, and then you need to follow only these 3 steps. Create a CSV file and then create a template and then choose the template and import the CSV file. There you go, create the user account. Okay, so coming to the next topic, so let me tell you how you can provision Exchange and Office 365 related attributes for your user account. So let me go and edit my template that I have created now, for which you need to go to AD Management tab and then click User Creation Templates. So let me choose my template, which is template for UK. So now I need to choose the Exchange related attribute and Office 365 related attributes. Let me click Exchange. So there you can specify whether you are going to create a mailbox enabled user or mail enabled user. So I'm going to set mailbox enabled user. So now I'm going to choose the mail server and the mailbox database. So you can even choose the email alias, whether it's going to be the same as logon name or it's going to be first name dot last name. So if the first name is John and the last name is Smith, then this is going to be first name John dot Smith. Okay, so let me choose it as same as logon name. And let me go to Office 365 tab. And then let me choose create in Office 365 with directory sync enabled. Okay, let me save this template. So now I'm going to create the user account and then create a mailbox for my user account. So let me edit my CSV file. Let's say the first name is going to be Harvey1 and the last name is going to be Taylor1. Go to AD management and then choose user management and then choose create bulk users. Now let me choose my template for UK. And then let me import the CSV file and then OK. So now you can see my CSV file is being validated and it turns out to be successful. So now you can verify here the mailbox store, the mailbox database have been set for my user account. So the next step is to choose the container and then hit create users. So as you can see here, this user account has been successfully created. So now if you want to set naming format for your organization, or if you want to set any mandatory attribute for your organization, or if you want to detect and handle forest-wide duplicates for your organization, how do I do that? Let me tell you how. Go to AD Management tab. With the help of template, you can handle all these options. So go to User Creation Templates. And then now I'm going to edit my template for UK. So click this template. So as a first step, I'm going to set mandatory attribute for my user account creation process. So let's say when I create my user account, I want my display name to be set as mandatory attribute. Or let's say I'm going to set employee ID as a mandatory attribute for my user account. So you can see an option here, enable drag and drop. Just click this button. So now just move the mouse over to the field which you want to set mandatory. So I'm going to set employee ID as a mandatory attribute. So just hit edit and there you can see an option mandatory. If you want to set it to be only a read-only option, if you set it read-only, then the one who is going to use this template and create the user account cannot modify the employee ID field. So right now I'm going to make it mandatory. If you want to set any help card, you can specify here. So say for example, enter employee ID. So you can specify this under help card. So now I'm done with setting the mandatory attribute. Just hit done. Okay, so now you can see here there's a red star over employee ID. So now I'm going to save this template. So you don't have to extend your AD schema. Just set the particular attribute mandatory in your template. Then when any of your technician tries to create a user account without employee ID, then an error will be thrown. Okay, so now if you want to set or if you want to handle a forest-wide duplicate for your organization, just edit your template. Now let's say for an example, I want to check whether the display name is duplicated or not. Okay, instead checking it after user creation, I want to check when my IT technician tries to create a user account. Okay, just hit enable drag and drop, move the mouse over to the display name field and then choose edit. So now I want to prevent duplication. So you can check for duplicate at either forest or domain level. Right now I have configured only one domain in ADManager Plus, and hence I can see only domain option here. If you have configured multiple domains in ADManager Plus, then you can prevent duplicate at forest level as well. Okay, so if it is found to be a duplicate value, you can specify whether it is to be changed to some other naming format, or you want to append a number after the name, or you do not want to create the user account. So if I'm going to choose apply this naming format. So whenever the user account that I attempt to create is found to be a duplicate one, then I'm going to change the naming format to last name, middle name, and first name. Okay, let me hit done. So I was telling you, you can set a naming format for your logon name, full name, and display name. So there are some predefined options that you can choose with ADManager Plus. So say for example, first name plus last name plus first name, and all that. If you want to create a customized naming format for your organization, so say for example, you are going to create a IT administrator for your organization, and you want the display name to start with IT admin and followed by the first name. So how do I create such naming format? Okay, so let me tell you how. But before that, let me save this template. So in order to create a customized naming format for your organization, go to Admin tab, and then there you can choose the option Naming Format. So right now I'm going to create a new format. So click Add New Format. So I'm going to create a naming format for my IT admin. Say I want the format value to be IT admin plus first name. Okay. You can even choose any other option like last name, middle name, or the logon name to be set here. So my format value is going to be IT admin followed by the first name. Okay, let me hit save. Okay, let me go to AD Management tab and then edit my template so that I can specify the naming format for my user account. Go to AD Management, User Management, and then click User Creation Templates. So now I'm going to edit template for UK. Let me click Enable Drag and Drop, and then let me change the naming format for my logon name. Just edit this logon name field and then choose your format. So as you can see here, when you apply this IT admin and the first name is John, the logon name is going to be itadminjohn@yourdomain.com. Okay, let me hit done, and now let me hit save template. So let me go to AD management and then create user. Go to user management and then hit create bulk users. Let me choose this template and see how the changes have been affected. Choose the template for UK, and then let me import the CSV file and then hit OK. So now we can see here the validation status is seen to be failed. So this shows that I have not entered the employee ID. So when you just move the mouse over to the validation status, you can see the message here, employee ID field corresponding to the LDAP name employee ID is mandatory, and I have not specified it in my CSV file or in my template. So without extending your Active Directory schema, you can specify the mandatory attribute with the help of a template. Okay, so now let me go and edit my CSV file so that I can specify the employee ID 1234. Let me save the CSV file. Let me once again import this CSV file. Okay, now you can see here this validation has been success for importing the CSV file. So let me go and verify the logon name for my user account. There you can see here the logon name is ADManager followed by the first name. And also let me verify whether all the attributes have been successfully set. The group membership have been set. The mailbox store and the mailbox database have been set successfully. Okay, let me hit next and then create the user account. Hit create users. So now you can see that this user account has been created in your Active Directory. Okay, so suppose that you want to set any custom attribute for your organization. So say for example your organization is an educational institution and you have different group codes for every course in your institution. So let me create a sample custom attribute for which you need to go to admin tab and then choose LDAP attributes. So as you can see here, I've already configured a custom attribute with the name group code. So say for example, you want to create another custom attribute with the name employee type. So you can specify whether that particular user account is going to be a contract employee or a permanent employee. So let me create a new custom LDAP attribute. Let me hit add attribute. So let me specify the display name as employee type and the LDAP name as employee type. Okay, so I'm going to associate this custom attribute with the management operation, user creation, and user modification. If you want to set it to any other operation, you can do that as well. Or if you want to set it to any reports, so when you run a user report, you can go and have a look at the value for this particular custom attribute. Okay, let me hit add. So now let me go to AD Management tab and then edit my template such that I can have this employee type custom attribute included in my template. Go to User Management and then choose User Creation Templates. Okay, let me choose my template for UK, and then let me go to Custom Attributes. So if you want to include the employee type custom attribute into this template, just click enable drag and drop. So on the left side of the screen, you can see the field tray. So go to custom attributes and then drag and drop this employee type field. Okay, so if you want to set default value for your employee type, just type contract employee and then hit done. If you want to delete any field or any tab here, you can do that as well. So say for example, if you are going to make your IT technician to create a user account and you do not want them to specify any exchange related attributes, you can just simply delete this tab. Just click this button delete tab and then hit OK. If you want to bring these attributes, these fields back to this template again, so you don't have to worry about that. In the left side in field tray, you can see all the attributes. Just drag and drop the field to this template so that you can have it back in your template. Okay, if you want to delete any particular field, just move the mouse over to that particular field and then hit delete. Okay. Okay, so let me just hit save template. So let's see how this change has been affected while creating the user account. Go to ADManagement tab and then click create bulk users. And now choose a template, which is template for UK, and then import the CSV file and hit OK. So now you can see that the exchange related attribute has been removed from this template. And also you can see that this custom attribute that I have entered in this template have been set here. Okay, so let me hit next and choose your container and then hit create users in order to create your user account. So one more important thing that I want to specify here is, so say for example, you are creating the user account for your employees in UK. I mean, you are going to create a user account for your employee in UK, and if you want to create a template where it specifies when you set the container as employees UK, you automatically want the address field to be populated. So how to do that? Let me tell you how. Go to ADManagement tab and then go to user creation templates under user management. Now I'm going to edit my template for UK. So now I'm going to set creation rules. So there you can see on the right side of the screen, creation rules. Let me create a new rule where I'm going to specify, say, if the select container is employees UK, hit OK. You are going to set the address field. So set city to say London. And also you can set many other attributes that you want to specify for your user account. So say for example, if you want to create multiple routes. So now one condition is if the container is employees UK, then you want to set the city to London. Or I'm going to add another rule. So where it says if the department is going to be finance, and then I'm going to set the description to finance department. Let me hit add and then save this template. Okay, so let me tell you how this works. Go to ADManagement tab and then hit create single user. So now I'm going to choose my template for UK. So when I select this template, my container will be set to employees UK. So when this container is set to employees UK, then let me go and check the address field, the city field, for which I need to go to contact tab. So there you go. The city field has been updated to London. So now you can see here in general tab, the description field is empty. So now if I set the department to finance, so then you can see here the description has been updated to finance department. So this is how you can make use of the creation rules. Okay, So there's one more option that templates offers you. So if you want to copy the attribute of a particular user into the template, then how do I do that? Go to user creation templates, go and edit your template. Let me edit my template for UK. So there you can see an option copy user attribute. So just click this button and then choose the user account. So this will list all the user account present in your domain. So say for example, you want to copy IT admin UK. So you can specify what are all the attributes to be copied here. Okay, so let me hit apply. When I hit apply, the select container option will be changed, the member of option will be changed, and the manager will be changed. So now you can see here the container has been changed from employees UK to workshop. So this is how you can copy a user's attribute to your template. Okay, let me save this template. So now we have come to the end of the session. Let me give you a quick recap of what we have seen today. So we have seen how you can create a single user account and also how you can create user accounts in bulk with the help of a template and a CSV file. So if you want to create a template, just go to AD Management tab and then choose User Management and then choose User Creation Templates. So there you can create a new template where you can customize all the fields or the values for your fields. So you can specify the mandatory attribute, the naming format, and also you can detect and handle forest-wide duplicates for your organization. And if you want to set or if you want to create a naming format, you can go to admin tab and then create your own naming format for your organization. And also you can specify the custom attribute that you want to use in ADManager Plus. So this is all for today. We have seen on user provisioning. So after this session, I will be sending you a PDF file which contains the steps to be followed in order to perform this operation, how you can create a template, how you can create users in bulk. So that document will be sent to you in your handouts. So kindly check your handouts for the file. So we will be, you can get the steps required to create a template, a CSV file, and how you can provision user accounts in bulk. Okay, so that's all for today. So after the end of the session, if you have any queries, kindly let us know through the chat. We will be replying you as soon as possible. And after this session, we'll be sending you a survey form. So kindly fill the survey form. It will just take up to 2 minutes, and it's really valuable to have your feedbacks and your suggestions. So the next workshop, we will be focusing on user account modification. So we'll be telling you how you can modify the existing user accounts in bulk. So that's the topic for next workshop, which will take place next Tuesday at the same time, 11 a.m. BST. I hope to have you back at that session, and have a nice day.